I'm in here with a nice sentence now.
I thought it was like a kangaroo court, that they already knew what they wanted, and that's what they proceeded to get the results they were looking for.
In 1993, West Memphis officials sent me to prison for a crime that they knew I did not commit.
They were called the West Memphis Three, convicted of murdering 3 Cub Scouts in West Memphis, Arkansas in 1993.
They couldn't care less about things like guilt or innocence. The only thing that they care about is obtaining convictions to further their political careers. In 1997, they did the exact same thing to 3 other young men, one of which is Kendrick Gillum.
When all of this comes to the light, it will prove that I didn't do it. It was the Foxwoods group and the 18th Street group against each other. So it was people getting shot back and forth. It was people getting shot.
It's just one incident in '96, the dice game.
That was really the catalyst that set it off.
All of a sudden now, when we go out in public and stuff, now they're shooting at us now.
Charles, he was a member of the 18th Street group, and I was a member of the Foxwoods group.
February 1st, 1997, Charles Newsome was murdered in his car in West Memphis, Arkansas. He had been driving through the Mayfair parking lot with his friend, Tyrone Ellis, when he was fatally shot through the back. Once Newsome was hit, he collapsed, and they hit a parked car.
The state's case was that Kendrick Gillum and 2 other co-defendants shot at the vehicle, and during the shooting, Mr. Newsome was shot and killed.
Ken was home with his then girlfriend and others the night of the crime. He had an alibi, and that was never presented at trial.
His friends knocked on the door and wanted to come in, so I let him in. I guess they was finna go shoot or something, and I told him that he wasn't going, and so he didn't go. So they came back saying that they had went to Mayfair Apartments and shot it up.
All right, the night this happened, I was at home with my girlfriend and my kids.
I know that he's innocent because he was at home with me and his children.
There was no witnesses that were consistent about any of the facts. Mr. Ellis was the passenger in the vehicle. You know, his first interview was, I don't know anyone. I can't implicate anyone out there. And then a couple of days later, all of a sudden he's implicated, Kent Gillum and another couple of people.
Ellis, it should be noted, was facing several charges for other crimes, but they were dropped once he agreed to cooperate in the case against DeMarco, Kendrick, and Antonio. There were also 2 jailhouse informants who also testified for the state.
I never actually heard him say anything. I believe Fred Thorne wanted me to tell him that. He offered my freedom.
In addition to the inconsistencies of the witness testimony, there is also a host of problems with the ballistics evidence in this case. The prosecution's theory at trial was that the shooter was outside the vehicle. But 6 years later, a complete ballistics report was turned over to the defense, and this clearly showed primer residue on the victim's hands, which showed that the shooting had to have happened within the inside of the vehicle.
So in order for primer residue to be present on the hands, other areas of skin, clothing, hair, etc., of the victim, that means that a firearm had to have been discharged essentially within the automobile. I saw nothing in the medical examiner's qualifications that make him qualified to come to conclusions about the firearm. It defies science and the laws of physics to have residue present from a shot that emanated from many meters away. It certainly looks like the medical examiner either misinterpreted the evidence outright or had some sort of an agenda.
The actual trial started November 4th, and it ended November 7th, so it was 3 days.
If you look at the record, the trial record, you can understand pretty quickly why it only took 3 days. I mean, there was cross-examinations that could have been conducted on a host of witnesses, including experts, that were not done effectively.
This case is extremely problematic. It includes all the same actors from the West Memphis Three case. Ken had an alibi in this case, and it was never presented at trial. There were incentivized witnesses. There were recanting witnesses. 2 of the 3 witnesses in this case recanted. There was faulty ballistics evidence used at the trial in this case. This was a 3 co-defendant trial that lasted 3 days. That's extremely unusual, and it took away 3 men's freedom.
You know, once someone gets convicted in any court, it is a monster to get that undone.
When he get home, I was gonna kiss him till I can't do it anymore. He cared a lot for his mom, you know, his father, his siblings, you know, his children. He talked about them a lot, you know. He just a family person. He a true definition of a family person.
My daughter, I didn't even have a chance to see my daughter walk. I didn't have a chance to run boys off. I didn't get a chance to do that. I didn't get a chance for our daughter dances. I didn't get a chance to take my son, you know what I'm saying, on his first day of school.
There was 28 years that my daddy haven't been here, so I'm gonna always feel a way about that.
He loved people, and he loved the kids in the neighborhood. He was comical. He loved to play a lot.
He played a lot like me. He played a lot like me. But I play a lot like him.
And he was very protecting, especially of the baby, the youngest one.
Ooh, he mean well to me. Big brother, friend.
He's my first love. Part of my heart is missing. Him dead. But I've never given up hope.